Hello, everyone, and welcome to our YouTube channel. We appreciate you. Um, so today is Wednesday evening. I have no idea what time it is. Approximately 8 p.m., I believe. Just got home. We had a wonderful day. She had school. We hung out with her family. We ate dinner, some grilled fish, and a couple other items we had, and then side dish was rice, which I eat some. I don't eat a lot of it, but still the fish was good. No seasoning on it, so that tastes a little different. But in a sense, it's good because you can add your own seasoning, and I don't put a lot of salt. But at any rate, we had a great day. So what I wanted to talk about was age gap relationship. Our age gap relationship. We do get some questions. What do we have in common uh, as far as our relationship? We get a lot of comments from our TikTok followers. We get a lot of questions privately from here. We have quite a few things in common. We're still learning quite a few things. So with us, we started out, I believe I was 60, approximately 60, almost 60 when I first met her. She was 18, but we were friends then. I knew her whole family, so there was no hanky panky or nothing like that. No googly eyes and peeking. So then, approximately later on, about year and a half later to 2 years later, so she was almost 19 and very mature, very ladylike, a lot more mature than a lot of the older ladies that I knew. Very, very responsible at a very young age. So those are some of the things that impressed me. So some people asked, "What? How did our parents feel about that?" Well, I'm happy to say my parents, sure, they had some reservation. Her parents had some reservation. They never questioned me as to, hey James, are you sure? Are you positive? Matter of fact, my parents, they both told her immediately they loved her. They always asked how she was doing. It was, what does she do? And they were just really curious as to what type of person she was and what type of character she had and what type of heart. So they've always been the type of parents who they have my best interests, of course, and they never doubt or question my judgment. Now, before they did, because I was just ripping and running the streets all the time, but at this particular time later in my life, they didn't question me. Now, her parents had some reservation because they heard a lot of stories about foreigners doing certain things to women, uh, just doing some horrible things, which is true. It's sad to say you get a lot of foreigners that come over here and they get into trouble. They want to fight. They want to get drunk. They want to hang out in bars, and they think they can take on one Filipino. Well, I got good news for you. If you mess with one Filipino, you're not messing with the whole family. You're messing with the whole block. And believe me, they do stick up for each other, pretty much. So, one thing I did, she did tell me is um, the concern. They were like, "You sure?" and this and that. They knew who I was. They met me years ago, back in, believe it was 2022. So they knew who I was. Plus, I had spent some time around her brother-in-law and her sister. They're married. The brother-in-law and Arsley's sister. So they knew me. They're like, no, he has good character. He's a good person. He's decent. So they were able to speak for me. So when we first met, we met in Manila. We spent 2 weeks together. From there, we came back to her hometown and we spent 2 days. I believe it was 2 nights, 2 days, or something like that. Everything was good. And as far as a chaperone, she had a partial chaperone, just somebody who went to the airport with her, and she greeted us. She was I met her, and then me and Arsley we spoke and held hands and we went on our merry way. to take our grab back to the condo. So her friend was still with us. She was basically just observing and taking photos and videos for us. And then approximately 15 minutes later, she left. So we sent her on her way. We made sure we paid for her fare to get home. And then it was on us. So how all that began, it was, what can I say? It was perfect. I won't get into great detail, but it worked out great. So, how do people act when we're out and about? How does she act when we're out and about in public? Well, I can say with her, she stays close by because number one, she's very affectionate. She loves body contact. She will hold my hand in public. We don't kiss in public because is disrespectful, so you don't do that. But she stays close. She's the one telling me, hey, stay by my side. She'll grab my hand. We'll walk together wherever we go. Now you can see the relationships that are transactional, which means it's just a money thing. One way you see the either the Filipina is walking way behind the man, or the man is walking behind her, and she's way out in front. You see them go to the ATM machines, or shopping, and there's always a distance between them. They don't really introduce who they're with. You don't see a lot of photos and things on their Facebook. There's no mention of the guys, even if so, you can't tell, because they're too far apart in the picture. I'm not saying this is all of them, but there's quite a few of them. I like that. But what we do notice, is there's quite a bit of distance between the two of them. So right there that something's seriously going on. People do stare at us because of the age group. A lot of it we find is jealousy or is hatred. Now the hatred is not racist. Is hatred because it's jealousy. So they're questioning. They're saying, oh, she's just with him for ATM card, for cash. Well, they don't even know us. They have no idea about our situation, and honestly, we don't give a care. They do not know our situation. So we have people in public who do that. We have some of her college mates, associates that do the same thing. But for the college associates that do know us, they tell the other people, they're like, no, their relationship is real. The same thing we get on TikTok. The people who've been knowing us for 2 months, for a year or 2 years, they know who we are. They know how we are. We interact with each other all the time. We get along great. We do have our differences like any other couple. Sometimes the mature side is not there, but I can say over almost 2 years of being together, it has changed dramatically. What do we have in common? Quite a bit, and we're still learning. We do like games. There's a game called Tongits. It's a card game. We both love that. We both love to swim, but I need to learn how to swim. Unfortunately, she just walked in the room. Unfortunately, I need to swim. I'm not going to let her teach me how to swim. She might try to, I don't know what, feed me to the sharks or something like that. But it's a lot of things we do have in common, and we're still learning. I'm trying to read my notes here. So what I wanted to reflect on is what we notice. A lot of couples are embarrassed that are in an older, younger relationship, and we find that most of the time it's the woman who's embarrassed because they're afraid of the comments that the fellow Filipinos will say or other nationalities will say. But most of it comes from the Filipino side, and most of that is the younger generation, sometimes the older, but most of the time it's the younger generation because of their immaturity. We find that out quite a bit. They giggle, they laugh. Sometimes we'll front them. Hey, what's the problem here? It's just like that. You know, if it's a classmate or somebody walking the street or somebody at Jollibee's or wherever it may be, you know, we will front them. Or sometimes we'll just give them the stare down, like, is there an issue here? And a lot of times it's because of the immaturity. They just have no idea. And these are most of them are the ones who are in bad relationships. Not all, but quite a few of them. Quite a few. They just don't have that maturity level. But those are the ones I kid you not. They go with the Filipino man. They wind up getting pregnant, and then they get dogged. They wind up having kids. The man he leaves them. Guess what? They can't even afford to buy the baby milk. We have quite a few Filipinas that we do know or hear about. They don't want a Filipino man anymore. So now they messed up that chance to possibly be with the foreigner, and then they confess. They were like, well, I used to be like that, pick and tease and giggle and sniggle, but now they're like, oh, okay, I want an older man because of the maturity level. This happens quite often. We have somebody now, a few people, several people from TikTok. They did the same thing. They finally had to grow up. They had to grow the hell up. And now they're like, oh my God, I messed up, but now I want a foreigner. And it doesn't matter which country. We have 7 continents. Those are the ones, when they confess this to us and they want us to hook them up with somebody, no chance at all. They have no chance. So as far as being me and my wife, me and Arsley, we do great. We do have our days where there's misunderstandings, but we try to quickly resolve that as fast as possible and not go to bed mad. It's been some times we have, believe me, we're not perfect, but we most definitely try to resolve it real quick by apology and just, you know, attention time, cuddle time, affection. And normally with that, it settles everything. Everything else is just gone. It's affection, it wipes out everything. And an apology. So we do pretty good. Like I say, we're not perfect, but we do very well. Salute to the couples who I know are in age difference relationships. I'm happy to know you. I'm glad you're doing well. We know quite a few of them. This is what our channel on TikTok represents, is age group relationships. Some of them are doing bad. A lot of them are doing good. I want to salute military personnel. Thank you guys for your service no matter which country you're in. Single moms, single dads, I salute you as well. You guys take care. God bless. Take care. Bye-bye.